All right, these are my exercises for my comprehensive final program. What I'm going to do is run through all the exercises in the first week and then all the exercises in the last week. So the first exercise I'm going to demonstrate is all the inhibition exercises. We're going to do our lats, okay? You're going to lay on the side. Put your hands in your head. Get over that tender spot, hold for 30 seconds. We'll move to the thoracic spine. Hands in your head, roll that tender spot. Trying to keep that thoracic spine. The next exercise we're going to demonstrate are going to be for the cervical spine. What you're going to want to do is use a tool. There's a lot of different tools out here. This is a tool my wife has. I like it because it's got a lot of knobs. It's not ideal for the upper trap. There's other tools that you can use, but it's one of those things that you need a tool to really effectively do SMR on the upper trap. You can use your hands, but I just don't find it's as effective. So what we want to do is kind of find that pinpoint spot. The nice thing is having something that's got a little spot on it, a little pinpoint protrusion will really be able to isolate that trigger point in the upper trap. So you can lean away from to put that upper trap on a stretch, hold for 30 seconds. For the levator scap, there's a couple different ways you can also use a tool. I like to use a lacrosse ball. You can do it on the ground, but that's a lot of pressure. What I like to do is go to a wall. A lot of times your levator scap trigger points are going to be right up here, base that cervical spine, thoracic spine, right here in that kind of junction of that cervical, thoracic spine, and then the scapula. So what you want to do is put the lacrosse ball on the wall, find your tender spot right there on that levator scap, hold for 30 seconds. The next exercise I'm going to demonstrate is the piriformis release. So what we want to do, so we'll do the left piriformis, okay? So I like to cross the leg, really expose that piriformis, and you got to kind of roll on that side. You don't want to be directly on it with one hand. Go to that tender spot, hold for 30 seconds. The next one's going to be our TFL. It's going to be up higher on our hip. We're going to lay completely sideline. Control the motion with our elbow. Get to that tender spot for that TFL. And hold for 30 seconds. Final one we're going to do is going to be the adductors. So you're going to lay across the foam roll. Adductors can be really tender, just like the IT band. So you want to really kind of gauge your pressure. All right. So what we're going to do is knees going to be bent. We don't want it to be straight, so we can really kind of put the adductor on a stretch. Roll back and forth. Get on that tender spot. Hold for 30 seconds. So those are the inhibition exercises for the first week. There are also going to be the inhibition exercises we're going to do throughout the entire program. The next exercises we're going to do is the stretching. The first stretch I'm going to do is the lat stretch. There's a lot of different ways you can do a lat stretch. You can do it over a ball. I don't have a ball, so you can actually, go to a table and extend forward and lean down, and that'll stretch out your lats. That's a good stretch right there. Hold for 30 seconds. Another way you can do it actually is go to like a doorway or grab onto something and just sit back. And that'll really expose and stretch that lat as well. I like this one because it's a little bit easier to do anywhere. Next one we're going to do is the pec stretch. So I like to use a doorway stretch. I call this a doorway stretch or a corner stretch. I don't have a doorway right here, so I'm going to use a corner right here. What we want is the forearms to be on the corner or the door frame. You step through, chest up, head up, and step into the corner. What we don't want to do is we don't want to rotate down, okay? That's going to really force external rotation of the shoulder and really not isolate that pec as much. So, keeping those elbows level with the shoulders. The next exercise we're going to do is a levator scap. So, for my client, he had some issues on the right side, so the right levator scap, right upper trap. So that's where we did the inhibition. We're also going to do the stretches for the right side. So when we're stretching the right levator scap, we're going to go to the left side. Taking our left hand, putting our right hand behind our back. Left hand, so this is how your armpit is stretched. You sniff your armpit. So you're gonna take your left hand and pull to the left side. Focusing on stretching that right side. For the upper trap, same position, arm behind your back, keeping your nose straight ahead and taking your ear to your shoulder, coming straight over, pulling straight to the side. Again, holding each one of these for 30 seconds. Next one we're going to do is a supine piriformis stretch. We're going to stretch the left side. So you get down on the ground, cross your leg over, take your left knee to your right shoulder. You feel a good stretch in that back pocket. If that's not felt or there's some pinching within the hip right here, you can also grab behind the right leg and pull that to your chest. That's also an effective piriformis stretch. Next thing we're going to do is a TFL. So what you can do is go to a wall, go to anything you can prop yourself up. So if we're stretching the left TFL, the left leg's behind, the right leg crosses over, and we're going to shift our hip towards that wall or the stable part that we're supporting ourselves with. You may need to bend your knee. I find for me personally, bending the knee can help isolate that stretch in that TFL a little bit more. Next thing we're going to do is a lateral lunge stretch. So we're going to stretch out the right adductors, so we're going to lunge to the left side, okay? So nice and easy, get our feet wide, and we're going to shift our hips to that right side and really stretch those adductors. Keep it good upright chest. Next thing we're going to do is an abdominal stretch. So I don't have a physio ball to use, but I have a Bosu ball that at least gives that curvature. And it can show you exactly what you want to do. So what you want to do is lean over the physio ball, or you can use your Bosu, like I said, and just kind of lay back and stretch out that abdominal musculature. And hold that for 30 seconds. So those are all my lengthening exercises. They'll be, again, consistent throughout the entire program. The next exercise, I'm going to demonstrate the activation exercises. First thing I'm going to show you is a resisted external rotation. So what you want to do is get you a band. Attach the band to somewhere that's not going to be moving. I usually say put it in a door. Just make sure it's not a door somebody's going to open because it'll come towards you. So what we want to do is keep our chest up, our scap set, elbow by our side, and we're going to rotate out. We're going to externally rotate. Holding. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, back in. We're really focusing that concentric, that eccentric contraction, that 4 second. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So we do 3 sets of 10 bilaterally. Next thing we're going to do is an extension. Okay? So we're focusing again, sitting up straight, keeping our elbows straight. Thumb's going to be up, not down. And we're going to pull back just past our hip. We don't want to lean forward here. We're going to be up nice and tall. Just past our hip, really contracting and feeling that posterior depth, that posterior shoulder musculature contract and stabilize. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, keeping our scap set. When I say keep our scap set, retracted through the entire motion. The next exercise we're going to do is a scapular retraction exercise. So this one, what you need 2 handles for your band. So you can usually take 2 handles, wrap it around a doorknob, shut the door, and it'll give you 2 lengths. Okay. So what we want to do is stay with the staggered stance. We don't want to be equal because if the band breaks, we'll fall back and hit our head. So a tandem stance. Okay. Right here, you're gonna come back, keep your arms. I like to keep our thumbs pointed in. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Pinch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll do 3 sets of 10 of those. Okay. I also like to, my scapular rows, don't like to be completely sidelined with our elbows. I like to be at that 45-degree angle. You don't want to be too far up here, especially because we're dealing with impingement. We can irritate that subacromial space. So right there at a 45-degree angle, that really gives an optimal scapular retraction. The next exercise we're going to do is going to do a punch. Okay, so you want to do this with a dumbbell. You can actually progress the weight pretty quickly with a punch. So this is working, our serratus anterior. So I'm going to do it on the floor. You can do it on a table. what we're gonna do, okay, right shoulder, okay, we're retracted into the forward table. We're gonna punch up and then go back. Punch up, keeping our elbows straight, going straight off on a straight plane from our shoulder. We don't want to go down here or get too far up here, okay? And so, straight up, and then coming back, okay? Try not to let that shoulder elevate. Up, and then back. You get 3 sets of 10 with those. Next thing we're gonna do is the clamshells. So take you can take a band, you can cut a band to length about 6 inches. I like to use the mini bands. So what we want to do is take it, put it above our knees. I don't like below our knees, above our knees. It really gives a good resistance for the exercise. Keep our knees bent at about 90 degrees and our feet even with our back and our butt. Separating out, hold 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not rolling out, only going up just high enough to where you feel like that your hips are gonna roll out. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we would do both sides bilaterally. The next exercise we're gonna do is a plank position. This plank is gonna be done on the forearms. What you wanna do is lay down on your stomach. Get on your forearms, your toes, keeping your head in a retracted position. We don't want to be here. All right, we want to squeeze the abdominal muscles. Keep your butt from raising up. Keep your butt from sagging. Good neutral spine. Head up. Hold for 30 seconds. And then rest. And then repeat. The next exercise we're going to do is the floor cobra. So the floor cobra, we're going to lay on our stomach. All right. Hands are going to be down. All right, we're going to raise up. Squeezing our shoulder blades back. 1, 2, 3, 4, back. Come up. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, back. So that's the floor cobra. The integration exercises for the first week are the squat to row with resistance. I like to use bands. You can also use like a cable crossover. So we're going to do this on a stable surface. So we're going to be squatted. Make sure resistance isn't felt out here. So when we stand up, squeeze back. Good chest, focusing on the hip hinge. Squeeze your glutes and your scapula together at the top. Nice, slow and controlled. 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. So that's a squat to row. Next thing we're going to do is a D2 flexion pattern, single leg. So there's multiple different patterns from D1, D2. I chose to do a D2 flexion to really focus on that posterior shoulder musculature. So what we're going to do is stand on our right leg, we're strengthening our left leg. Stand up tall, we're not doing a squat or anything, this is just focusing on balance. Again, thumb down, we're coming up into its flexion. All right? Rotating our thumb, hand up, and then coming back down across our body. So basically like you're drawing a sword. Thumb down, coming up, sword up, coming back down again across your body. Focus on not elevating that shoulder, keeping that shoulder depressed, scapula is retracted, come up, and then going back down. So moving on to week 4. All the inhibition and the lengthening exercises will be the same. There will be some differences in the activation. We're going to start off with punches. I demonstrated this earlier, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this. But again, heavier weight, but same principle. Punching straight up, coming back down, making sure that shoulder doesn't elevate. Punch up, track back into the table. Punch up, track back into the table. Next thing we're going to do is going to do an IT and Y exercise. So, going back to my trusty old table. Forward to our chest is right there at the end.